presentation, I'm going to be talking about weathering and erosion, but before I start, I just want you to know that I was held completely against my will on this. Alright, so the forces of weathering and erosion shape and reshape the surfaces of the earth. Weathering is the process of loosening, dissolving, and wearing away the earth's surface. Mechanical and chemical weathering break down and dissolve solid rocks and minerals by water, ice, animals, plants, acids, and changes in temperature. I'm gonna die of heat stroke. Erosion is the movement of products of weathering. Erosion takes away the particles of rock and minerals creating by weathering, transporting, and transforming them into new formations. The agents of erosion are wind, water, ice, and time. Both weathering and erosion depend on water and temperature. To crack, split, and crumble rocks by alternately freezing and thawing, water acts like a wedge in the surfaces of fissures of rocks, breaking them apart and then taking them away in a mechanical process. Water erosion. Water erosion occurs from the chemicals in the water and force of the flow of water in the river. There are many chemicals in the water of a river, and those chemicals can break down certain rocks, such as limestone or chalk. This eroded rock is carried down to the river. Sometimes a crack or crevice develops. When the force of the flowing river smashes into that crack, the rock can break away and be carried down the river. When rocks and pebbles or even boulders smack the riverbed or side, this can cause further erosion. Also, if a boulder is struck in an eddy, it can create a pothole in the riverbed. Canyon river splits in half, eroding away the sides, creating caves, bridges, I guess. Erosion in the sea also occurs. The salts and other chemicals can erode weak rocks on the coast, such as limestone and chalk again. The eroded materials are carried up the shore by the means of longshore drift. Waves crashing against the shore. Crashing against the shore can create air pressure inside cracked rocks that can eventually break them up. If rocks, pebbles, or sediment is carried in the waves, they can smash up against the shore and erode it even more. God dang it. Glacier erosion. Ice erosion, besides that of hail, comes mostly in the form of glacier erosion. Glaciers are giant bodies of ice that can pick up huge pieces of rock and sometimes even as big as houses. Combination of water, ice, and picked up sediment create an eroding machine. The more sediment... Stop! No. The greater the force of the erosion, and erosion can smooth out areas that were once rugged and rocky. Glaciers can carry out almost anything. Like sandpaper, the sediment just keeps increasing. Glaciers are such a powerful force, they can also carve valleys, deposit moraines, or lead to the creation of landforms such as deltas. Go, Ethan. Fine, be that way. Wind erosion. Wind erosion can take quite a toll on areas of the covered desert. Wind erosion is simple. Light objects such as rocks and pebbles are carried by the wind and can hit landforms. Eroding materials that are often carried by the wind. It's just sand hitting a whole bunch of rocks, creating that somehow. Can you stop taking them away? Soil erosion pays the biggest price to farmers. Flooding and wind can carry the topsoil away from farmlands and make the soil unfertile. Erosion by human activity. Weathering and erosion are natural activity. But human activities can contribute to both processes. Burning fossil fuels such as coal and oil and releasing man-made chemicals such as nitrogen, oxide and sulfur dioxide will produce acid rain. When combined with sunlight and moisture, many types of stone are worn away by acid rain, including historic monuments. Acid rain also affects the forest and causes devastating weathering and erosion that endanger many species of plants and animals. Cutting forests, building dams, and agriculture activities contribute to erosion and many environmental problems. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing this, it's just so you don't know who I am.